Hello everyone! Today I'm going to continue talking about abstraction in the digital circus. If you watched my previous video, then of course you remember that I told you who Kaufmo was and what happened to him. My video ended with Kane sending an abstracted Kaufmo to the cellar. And I also came to the conclusion that abstracted ones behave calmly when in the dark, even when there are several of them. But one question remained unanswered. What is abstraction in the digital circus? Click subscribe to my channel, stock up on a soda or cola, and sit back. And here we go. So, what is abstraction? Is it the death of a character? Is it the exit from the game? Or is it something else? We don't know that yet. Let's think about it together. The very first assumption we can think of is the death of a character. As sad as that is, this has been said by many who have watched Glitch Productions' Amazing Digital Circus. To support this assumption, we see the sad funeral scene for Kaufmo at the end of the second episode. We saw Zubul organize Kaufmo's funeral. There was a yellow chest in the center of the hall. On the chest, we saw a picture of Kaufmo the clown and 2 bouquets of white roses. Ragatha, Gangle, Kinger, and Zubul took turns remembering Kaufmo and saying goodbye to him. It's a sad scene. We can see that this is not the first time a funeral for an abstracted character has taken place here. To confirm this, Ragatha told Pomni, "You at least want to join us for Kaufmo's funeral? We like to have a little funeral service to remember the people who abstract." She said they like that? That surprised me. How could anyone like a funeral service? Yet it happens. But what's in the yellow chest? The chest is yellow with blue corners, like Kaufmo's clothes. Maybe it belonged to Kaufmo. Maybe it contains some of Kaufmo's things. But where did this chest come from? When we were shown Kaufmo's room, we didn't see this chest. Maybe Kane created it. So Kane is interested in having the characters hold funerals for the abstracted. There's another creepy guess that the chest contains Kaufmo's body. When all the characters went on Kane's next adventure, Zubul stayed behind to organize Kaufmo's funeral. She put Kaufmo's body in this chest. That's a totally creepy guess. You enter a digital circus, and there's no way out. Only death. I don't agree with that guess. Do you remember what Kane said at the beginning of the first episode? The Amazing Digital Circus is a place to be enjoyed by all ages. And the main refutation of this assumption is that we saw an abstracted Kaufmo burst out of his room and pounced on Ragatha and then on the others. He was violently. He probably didn't realize what he was doing. Perhaps he had lost his mind, but he was alive. Next, we saw Kane send an abstracted Kaufmo into the cellar. We saw a hole form in the floor, and Kaufmo flew into it. But we also saw that there were other creatures in that cellar that looked like the abstracted Kaufmo, and they were blinking their eyes and looking at the abstracted Kaufmo flying towards them, which means they were alive. We saw that, but the characters in the digital circus couldn't see that. They were standing on the floor and could only see the black hole of the cellar, which means, of course, that they may well have thought the abstraction of the other characters was their death. It's not known what JAX thinks of this. After all, he didn't attend Kaufmo's funeral. But we now have reason to disagree with that assumption. It would be very tragic and very sad, but fortunately it is not. But then perhaps abstraction is an escape from virtual reality, and now the person can happily take off the VR headset. Suppose that virtual reality instantly creates an image of a new character based on his memory of his childhood toy. And the person who put on the VR headset becomes a part of this character and begins to control him. Then because of some events like how Kaufmo got tired of looking for a way out, and also because of his loneliness, his patience broke. He reached his limit and abstracted himself. Perhaps at this point he stopped controlling his character, and the character named Kaufmo became uncontrollable. This could mean that the person who was controlling Kaufmo through the VR headset left the virtual reality called the digital circus, and his character stayed and became uncontrollable. He's sort of alive, but no one is controlling him. That's why he pounces violently on moving objects, and that's why Kane sent him to the cellar. Cain isolated the uncontrollable character from the others. I think this is a good version of that. If the other characters found out about it, they would first rejoice that there was a way out, and then they'd do whatever they had to do to get out. But in that case, I don't understand why Cain didn't eliminate an uncontrollable character. He could create it, so he can eliminate it or erase it from the game, just like he eliminated Gumingu. Why keep such characters in the cellar? Why leave their rooms? Why leave pictures of those who lived in those rooms on the doors of their rooms? I'm guessing their game isn't over yet. There are no coincidences in this amazing digital circus. If there is a door, someone must walk through it. If a character moves, that means they're not dead or going anywhere. Everyone stays in the game. It's like a bench player in hockey. I was making a hockey joke. But if abstraction is neither death nor an exit, then what is it? I think abstraction is a state where a digital circus character has reached his limit and has become unmanageable. In doing so, he has become socially dangerous to the digital circus characters, or perhaps to the entire digital circus. In doing so, his appearance changed as well. That's when Cain took him out of the game, temporarily sending him to the cellar. Perhaps after some time, the abstracted characters may settle down to their former appearance again. And then they will be released from the cellar and can continue their adventure in the digital circus. In that case, it's understandable why their rooms are unoccupied. Their rooms are waiting for their characters to return. And perhaps by that time, some of the characters will have reached their limit and abstracted themselves as well. Then the characters will be replaced. And so one can go on for a long time, replacing the abstracted with the reformed. But maybe the abstracted will sit in the cellar until the end of the project. But we don't know when the end of the project will be, and how it will end. Such an ending is impossible to guess. We know that the most unexpected ending can be spelled out in the contract, but that would probably be very boring. And we are reasoning based on the information we have. I think that in such a popular series, the plot should be interesting and enthralling. Do you remember how I said that nothing in Amazing Digital Circus is random? Any random episode in another series could be important or turn out to be key to some puzzle. And we remember how in the beginning Pomni really wanted to find a way out. I don't think it's random. A good plot would be finding a way out in a hopeless circus. Maybe Pomni or someone else will find a way out. Or maybe they will team up. And it will be very interesting and dramatic. It will be the best adventure of the year. But for now, my point is that Kaufmo and the other abstracted characters are not dead or out of the game. They are alive and will still play a part in some series. What role will they play? Who will find a way out? What will the way out be? Will it be a door with a maze? Will it be a void? Or will it be something else? The questions are many. Watch my channel and you will find out. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Don't forget to give me a like. If you have other guesses, then write in the comments. I'm very interested to find out. And wait for a new review on my channel. It will be even more interesting. Take care and do not lose your temper.